Okay, this is too close. Too close, too close, too close. Hey everybody, this is Mama Pam and I'm trying to figure out a way to do a impromptu broadcast commentary on what we read on yesterday, because I did portion of what we read on yesterday, but there was so much more. All right, let me see if I can get this situated. Actually, that's fine. I'm leaving it just like it is. I was going to try and readjust the screen, but we're going to leave it as it is. Okay. Hi, everybody. How you doing? It's 1:53 on, what's today? Thursday? The day's been going by, y'all. Thursday, October the 4th. And on yesterday, we read Numbers chapters 12 and chapter 13. I did commentary on chapter 12 on Miriam and Aaron and how they talked against Moses because he married the Ethiopian woman, and how God cursed Miriam with the plague of leprosy for speaking against something she had no business putting her mouth on. But I also read Numbers 13, spies that were sent into Canaan. And it was such a wonderful thing. And I'm so bored, y'all. I'm so bored laying here doing nothing. It's boring. So I've been reading, studying, and stuff. So I thought I would just come on and do a little special thing and read the commentary on Numbers 13. Spies are sent into Canaan. Okay, let's just get right on into it. Spies are chosen and commissioned, the sending of the spies. And I don't do all the scripture part. I just read the commentary part. You can go into scripture yourself and read what it's all about. Know that it is Numbers if you want to do some review. I'll try and let you know the verses. How about that? You'll know what verse it is so you can check it out in the Bible yourself. So we're commentary on verses, it's chapter 13, verses 1 and 3. Send men to spy out the land of Canaan. Now these men were on a reconnaissance mission to observe the land of Canaan and bring back a report to the nation. However, it is worthwhile to ask if they really needed to go on this mission, or if there was useful information they lacked, which would prove vital in taking Canaan. From each tribe of their fathers you shall send a man, every one a leader among them. According to Deuteronomy, the first chapter, verses 20 and 25, the plan to send spies did not directly originate with Moses, but came from the people. Moses told them simply to go and take the land, and the people suggested this plan to Moses. Every one of you came near to me and said, in Deuteronomy 1 and 22. Furthermore, in Deuteronomy 1:23, Moses said, the plan pleased me well. So see that the Bible is not in chronological order, you guys, so you have to read it with an understanding. This expedition had an unfortunate result. It may very well be that Moses was wrong in taking this suggestion of the people. Perhaps accusations of Miriam and Aaron, petty, false, and self-interested as they were, had made Moses hesitant to take strong leadership. Since the people of Israel initiated the excursion, perhaps Moses only came to God asking him to send out the spies, not if he should send out the spies. From each tribe of their fathers you shall send a man, every one a leader among them. Describe the method of sending the spies, according to the commandment of the Lord. Nevertheless, this was in the plan of God. God used the report of the spies as a test of Israel's faith. The men chosen as spies, I won't read all their names. I'll go down into the commentary. Again, this is verses 4 through 16. Now, these were the names from the tribe of Reuben, Shimei, the son of Zochar. One was chosen from each tribe, so the spies would represent the entire nation. And Moses called Hosea, the son of Nun, Joshua. Joshua was chosen as the leader of the group. His name was first listed as Hosea, meaning salvation, yet his name came to be Yah-Hosea, meaning Yahweh is salvation. We can even imagine when Moses first met Joshua and asked who he was. I'm Hosea. I'm salvation. Joshua would reply. Moses would have smiled and replied, Yah-Hosea. Yahweh is salvation. Joshua became his name and the name of the Messiah, who is our salvation. Verses 17 through 20, Moses commissioned the spies. See what the land is like. Moses' direction to the spies was a subtle manifestation of unbelief. Did he really doubt that the land was good? Did he doubt that the land was rich? Did he doubt that there were useful forests? Did it matter? If the people were strong or many, or if they lived in strongholds, this was an entirely reasonable pursuit for Moses and representative of the curiosity of the whole nation. After all, they had never seen this land, nor had any Israelite for some 400 years. God already told them what the land was like. At Moses' calling at the burning bush, God told him the land in Canaan was a good and large land, to a land flowing with milk and honey. Exodus 3 and 8. And Moses told the people the goodness of the land. Exodus 13 and 5. Whether the people who dwell in it are strong or weak. We wonder what the people of Israel thought they would do if a negative report came back. Would they resolve to turn to Egypt? The report of the spies, verses 21 through 25. The 12 spies in the promised land. So they went up and spied out the land. As these spies toured the land, they saw some of the people and the produce of the land. This spectacular produce included clusters of grapes so big they had to be carried between two men on a pole. Could y'all imagine them? Them grapes was as big as apples or oranges. That they had to be carried. One cluster was so big. Think of a grape the size of an orange or apple. That's what I'm looking at. My God. And they returned from spying out the land after 40 days. The reconnaissance mission took 40 days. When God tested his people, he often used a period of 40, such as 40 days or 40 years. Verses 26 and 29, the report of the land. We went to the land where you sent us. They seemed to sense they were more on a mission from Israel than on a mission from God. We might already sense the report will be giving according to a human perspective, not according to God's perspective. It truly flows with milk and honey. What God had promised about the land was indeed true. Nevertheless, the word nevertheless means despite of all that, at the moment Moses and every man of faith in Israel should have cried out and said, nevertheless, nothing. How can one say we went to the land, found it good, and God's promise true, and then say, but despite all that? So despite God's faithful promise, the people who dwell in the land are strong. Despite God's faithful promise, the cities are fortified and very large. Despite God's faithful promise, we saw the descendants of Anak, a tribe of large men there. Or less giants, y'all. Despite God's faithful promise, the Amalekites dwell. The Amalekites dwell. All the land is taken up. There are no vacancies. Nevertheless, the people who dwell in the land are strong. The cities are fortified and very large. Moreover, we saw the descendants of Anak there. It is hard to imagine a report more unbelieving and unfaithful to God than this. A report that recognizes the faithfulness of God's promise, the truth of his word, and yet says, despite all that, whatever the exact nature of God's testing in the minds and hearts of the 12 spies during the 40 days in Canaan, it is clear that they have, as a whole, failed the test. Caleb's faithful objection. Then Caleb quieted the people before Moses and said, let us go up at once and take possession, for we are well able to overcome it. Then Caleb quieted the people. Caleb, blessed forever, commanded the people to immediately at once trust and obey God and take the land because God had made them able. Let's go up at once and take possession. It took great courage for this man to stand against the tide of unbelief, of doubt, and despite of all that attitude, Caleb had the spirit of Romans 3 and 4. Let God be true, but let every man a liar. Verses 31 and 33. The other spies respond to Caleb. But the men who had gone up with him said, their unbelieving response was a potent combination of truth, lies, and exaggeration. It was true from a human perspective that they are stronger than we, but to say we are not able to go up against the people was a lie. It was true that they had gone through the land, but to say a land that devours its inhabitants was a lie. Each of the statements, all the men who we saw on it are men of great stature, or the giants, and we were like grasshoppers, were all terrible exaggerations. Were all terrible exaggerations. Plain and simple. Lies spells lie. They were just a lie, just a lie. The land, though, which we have gone, the land through which we have gone as spies. Unbelief often presents itself as being factual or practical or down to earth. Yet the most factual, practical, and down to earth thing we can do is to trust the word of the living God. Their unbelief is not according to the facts, but despite the facts. Significantly, two men could see the exact same sights, the same grapes, the same men, the same land, the same cities. One can come away singing in faith, and the other is filled with a sense of certain doom. Ultimately, faith or unbelief does not spring from circumstances or environment, but from our hearts, which God must change. Let me read that one more time, and that'll conclude this reading. Ultimately, faith or unbelief does not spring from circumstances or environment, but from our hearts, which God must change. May the Lord add a blessing to the hearers, the reader, and the reading of this precious word from the commentary on Numbers, the 13th chapter, which was read at the 7 p.m. on yesterday evening at 7 p.m. Yesterday was Wednesday the 3rd. Tonight we will be going forward in Numbers 14. I'm not sure how far forward because we won't be reading it until tonight. As you see, with black screen, everybody know what I'm going through, so I'm not even going to go into what's going on. If y'all want to know what's going on, look at the Monday broadcast. If you know you want to be all in the beeswax, look at the Monday broadcast. And I will tell all on Monday's broadcast. Check it out, okay? I love you guys. I love you, love you, love you. So this was just a little special something from y'all. Let y'all know my Smurf family, I'm missing y'all. All right, love you. Talk to you later. See you on Sunday, Monday, Lord willing, delay is coming. All right? Have a good day. See you at 7. Bye-bye.